I'm Kim, and today we are going to make a Valentine's Day card using an inking technique as well as one of our lace dies off of our website from the $5 section. So let's get started. I've got a couple of things to show you guys. So the die that we are going to use is what's called lace doily #1, and everybody loves it, and they also think it looks like a Ferris wheel. So we'll just get that out of the way right away because it does look like a very beautiful Ferris wheel. But it's lace doily #1. It's got nice intricacies to it, and it's a very simple die to be using. So I'm going to put that guy aside. I already cut it out 2 times because we are going to use the white one as a stencil for our background, which we're going to ink in just one moment. So that's the one we're going to use. And then I cut it out in a second one because I want the black one to be our decor piece on top of our card, which we're going to finish that off and have that be the display piece. So we'll put that aside. I've got 2 different loves because I haven't decided which love that the card looks like just yet. So we'll put that aside. We are going to be using a finger dauber and our blending brushes. So we're going to be using both of these type of inking tools as our technique on the back of our 5x7 card. And then as a reminder, here is the negative space after I cut a few of these samples out, which I'm always a big proponent of using the negative space, which you could lay this particular piece down and use as an inking. You could layer that other pieces inside of that. So don't forget about your negative spaces because they can be handy as well. And then another card I did with this, I'm not going to do a sample on it, but I just wanted to show you other things you could do with dies, like cutting that little guy in half. So I took a pink one, cut it directly in half. Ooh, that kind of looks good like that, laying that on there. Well, you never know when you're doing something that a new little project will emerge. We might have to do some of those layers. Okay, another project. So anyway, cutting it out in pink, cutting it in half, and I just wanted a little strip of decor paper to go in the middle, a simple little love, and then I cut that guy and glue it in half. So now that's a ready card to go as well. This is an A2 card size. So putting that guy aside, the size that we are going to work with today is going to be 5x7. So I already cut that out, and then I scored it in the middle and folded it. So we are ready to go. I'm going to put a piece of paper down because I'm kind of a messy inker and I don't want to get my background all inked up. So I'm going to put this out directly straight like that. You're going to lay this particular guy down anywhere you want because this is going to act as our stencil piece. And then I'm probably going to do it in 1, 2, probably 3 different areas because where I'm going to put the finished piece, my intention is going to be right dead center onto the card. So I want the background obviously to show, and then I'm going to pick one of these 2 loves and go ahead and put it on top of that. So I've got a few different layers that are going to be showing up. So that's where my intention is for that piece going to go. So I'm going to start this guy right here, and I'm going to start with red. I'm going to ink with my finger dauber in red. Then I'm going to take my blending brush in a lighter pink and kind of blend over it just to pull the whole thing together. So we will begin with our red right now. And I'm probably going to speed this section up because I don't know that you guys want to watch me ink the entire time. But let's explain what I'm doing first. So I'm using this piece, the white one, as my stencil, so I can go ahead and get that background look, which I'm going to lift this up in just a minute so you can see what the first one looks like. And your variation is completely up to you. So go ahead and pick that guy up. And then I've got that whole look. Now, when I take my blending brush and run pink over it, I might only do just a little bit to blend that together and let this darker area pop. But we'll see what that looks like. And then I've got a usable piece also if I wanted to use this particular piece on another type of card. So I'm just going to do a little bit of inking on this particular corner right now. Now, I'm going to pick this up so you guys can take a look at that. These do look like I actually pounced it with my finger dauber. That's okay. That's actually a look that I wanted to. If you don't want that look, I recommend dipping it into your ink first, hitting it on a little piece of paper to take that first hit of the ink off so you get a little bit lighter of a look on where you're actually going to be putting that ink. So I'm going to pull that up. Now my doily, now my doily is completely inked. So this can be used on a whole completely other card. I want to show you guys that. That one's ready to go, or keep using it as a stencil. That's entirely possible as well. So my background is all inked up right now. Now I want to switch gears and use my blending brush, which we have those guys. I want to use my blending brush, and I'm going to take the pink and slightly blend in circular motion and go over the card, so now I pull the whole thing together. And I am using a pigmented type of ink. With the blending brush, you want to do in circles and then bring yourself onto the page. I'm going to blend this so you guys can take a look at the difference. Sometimes the blending just pulls it all together. So you can tell right there, no blending. And then I'm going to shift it right here. So this is where I just brought the ever so light pink blending, and it is sort of tying the whole entire card together. Now you can leave it like that, because my goal is to put that guy on top and put the love right there, and you've got a really busy background that blends the die together. But I'm going to actually take a little bit more blending technique, and I want to blend a little bit more. Now I might not do it in the middle right here. I'm going to leave a little bit of the white right in that particular area. Okay, blended that all together. And then I know I'm going to put a little signature piece on the bottom in the back. So I'm going to just pre-blend a circle. Because I'm going to put a piece right there, and I want it to look like the whole entire piece is all connected. And then I am not going to ink the edges. You certainly can to make it pop, but for today I'm not going to ink it. Sometimes it's nice to switch up your look on what you're doing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, that looks really good, exactly where I wanted it to be. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my black lace piece. And for this I am going to use the two-way zig glue. I know you can put this down on dotted paper, but dotted sticky back paper, but for the moment, I just want it in a couple of different spots. Two-way zig glue is very strong. Now you know it comes out blue and then dries clear, and sometimes you just need the perfect amount of dots down. All right, so I'm going to use my reverse tweezers. And then I'm also going to get that paper out of the way because I don't want the back of that to be full of glue. And we're going to eyeball that down just where I want it. And we're going to take a little bush, and then that one is all down exactly where I'd like it to go. Now we need to decide which love is going to look best on here. We've got more of a scrolly love or kind of a chunky love. I think I'm going to go with this guy. I like that one a little bit better. So I'm just going to pre-cut this out just to give it another little dimension. Whoop. Give it another bit of a dimension. This one I am going to ink. I think I might just trim it just a little bit right there. Yep, that's how I wanted it. Okay, I am going to ink this guy. In fact, what I'm going to do is take my brush a little bit with the pink and just ever so lightly give it just a real kiss of pink, because I don't want too much on there. I just want it to be just a tiny hue, just a little bit to blend. And then we are going to put our adhesive on that guy. Ooh, just perfect. Just exactly where I want that one. Now we could have pop dotted that guy up too, but for right now we're not going to. And then I pre-cut some of my black rhinestones. These are 4mm. I just wanted to take a few of the black rhinestones to add them around, because you know a little bit of bling gives you just enough pop. And then I like to do odd numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to get our 5th one over here. Oh, that looks a little off. So now we need to make sure we add one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to finish that guy off, 7 right over there. So it kind of gives just a little set of dots right there. So my card is almost complete. We got to finish the back. And then I'm going to use the handmade. I'm going to do pink or red. I'm not sure which one. And it's from the set that has all of these guys in them. So you got lots of choices to sign the back of your card with. So let's see. Should we do red on top of pink or do pink on top of pink? I think we're going to do red on top of pink. We just did the red, so now, or the pink on did the pink as the blending ink, so the red's going to top off of it, and then that completely blends, and then our card is complete. We've got our little Ferris wheel, remember lace doily number 1, we have our inked background, and I have an extra piece that I can do something else with. All right, you enjoy your inked background technique. Enjoy!